Hey, what is up? This is Justin Tech, and today I'm going to be doing a comparison between the two most popular 60% keyboards on the market, the Pro 2 and the Ducky One 2 Mini. Which one of them is worth your hard-earned money? Find out right after this. Before I start this video, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video, and it would really be appreciated, as well as follow me on Twitter at JustinTechTV. The Pro 2 review is by far the most popular video on my channel, and its closest competitor is the Ducky One 2 Mini. But is it better than the Pro 2? The cheapest I could find the Ducky One 2 Mini is around $100 US, while I could find the Pro 2 around $65 US on Newegg. Although the Pro 2 does ship from Hong Kong, which means that the shipping will take around 2 to 3 weeks depending on where you live, while the Ducky should take a lot less time than that, depending on how much back order there is on it. The Pro 2 is a slightly smaller keyboard due to its extremely slim bezel. The Ducky One 2 Mini is 108mm in width and 302mm in length, while the Pro 2 is 97mm in width and 284mm in length. So let's start off with the things that they have in common. They are both 60% keyboards, which is my favorite size for a keyboard, as it allows for more room on your desk, and if you have an extended mouse pad, it also allows for more movement of your mouse in game. They both come with PBT double shot keycaps, a keycap puller, as well as some random keycaps that unfortunately don't let the light shine through them, so I don't find myself using them, but I do enjoy the look of the Pro 2s a lot better, although many people like the Ducky's keycaps as well. They also both utilize a USB-C port, which most new products these days do, and of course, like all products these days have, they both have RGB. But this is where the similarities end, as the Ducky does not have a software like the Pro 2. Instead, all the RGB effects can be done through the keyboard itself, and it doesn't allow for as much customization as the Pro 2. The Pro 2 has the OpenLab software, which allows for you to fully customize the lights and lighting effects of the keyboard, as well as you can change the lights through the second function key and 9 to cycle through the onboard lighting effects. I go through the OpenLab software on my review of the Pro 2, so I'll leave a link to that in the description. The Ducky, however, has nicer RGBs in my opinion, as they are more saturated than those of the Pro 2. Although the Pro 2s aren't terrible, they just aren't quite up to the standards of the Ducky One 2 Minis. The Ducky One 2 Mini features a thin glossy plastic backing, which is see-through, and it looks a little bit cheap compared to the Pro 2, which has a thicker, more sturdy matte plastic, which is a lot nicer to the touch and better looking in my opinion. The Pro 2 doesn't allow for height adjustment, as it is already angled, while the Ducky has 3 height adjustments, with the middle one being the most similar to the Pro 2's static height. A lot of people enjoy the font on the Ducky keycaps better, though I find myself indifferent on this matter. It may make a difference to you on which keyboard you end up buying. Probably the biggest difference between the two is that the Pro 2 is wireless with 4.0 Bluetooth, which is great as it clears up your desk space from cables, although it's not supposed to be used for gaming in this mode, as there will be a bit of lag. It is, however, great for productivity or entertainment, and gives a huge edge over the Ducky One 2 Mini. Another big feature of the Pro 2 is the arrow keys being the control shift function and second function buttons when you just tap them, as it is great from transferring from a keyboard that had arrow keys before, as it is the hardest thing to adapt to when you're switching to a 60% keyboard. While on the Ducky, you have to hold the function key and press J, K, L, or I, which is a little bit harder to get used to when switching from a keyboard that had arrow keys. The Ducky One 2 Mini only offers cherry switches, while the Pro 2 offers Kale, Gateron, and some cherry switches, but if you go for the cherry switches, it will make the keyboard more expensive. A lot of people believe the Gatorons are smoother switches compared to the Cherries, and with the Ducky not offering them, this is a plus for the ANPRO 2. I myself have the ANPRO 2 in Kale Brown switches and my Ducky One 2 Mini in Cherry Blues, so here's a sound test for them both just in case you're wondering how they sound. So in conclusion, these are both very good keyboards, but if I only had the money to buy one of them, I would have to go with the ANPRO 2, as it is the cheaper keyboard by far and includes wireless and has the arrow keys in the bottom right, which is a huge advantage over the Ducky One 2 Mini. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you made it this far, please leave a comment on which keyboard you think is better and why. And I'll leave a reply to everyone that does that. And I'll see you guys in the next video.